I call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge, regular meeting, October 13th, 2022, revised agenda, 7 p.m. Could we have a moment of silence? And can we remember all those who are suffering in Ukraine and all those who are living in fear in Europe and throughout the world that nuclear weapons might be brought onto the battlefield again. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Statement of compliance with Open Public Meeting Act. This meeting complies with the Open Public Meeting Act by notification on January 7th of this location, date, and time to the town news and the record by posting the same on a municipal bulletin board and the borough website and filing a notice of the same with the municipal clerk. Notice of this meeting via the October 7th, 2022 sunshine notice contained the date, time, and access information was sent to the record in town news and was posted on the bulletin board and borough website. Roll call.
Councilwoman Bastide?
Here.
Councilman Inigo?
Here.
Council President Kaufman?
Here.
Councilwoman Kinsella is absent.
She's
Councilwoman
absent with prior notice. She is currently at the Recreation Committee meeting for stakeholders, and we thank her for representing the council at this time.
Councilwoman Malalari?
Here.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen?
Here.
Mayor Papaleo?
Here. Okay, approval of minutes. Could I have a motion and a second from, could I have a motion from Council President Kaufman and a second from Councilwoman Bastide to approve the minutes of the Mayor and Council closed session meeting of September 29, 2022, and approve the minutes of the Mayor and Council closed session meeting and regular meeting of September 12, 2022.
So moved.
I have to abstain from the September 12th meeting. Can I second this?
I think so, and then you would abstain afterwards. Tom is
All right.
nodding yes.
All right. So
Me
moved.
too. I
Second.
have to.
Hold
Sorry, I
on,
have
hold
to-
on. We just need to get it moved and seconded first.
I second the motion.
Okay, now for any member of council who needs to abstain from any of the minutes, you can do so at this point. So let's just do first, all in favor for, let's do the abstentions. Who needs to abstain from what?
I need to abstain for the September 12th meeting.
Okay, anyone else?
I need to abstain from the September 12th meeting also.
I
Anyone-
also need to abstain. I wasn't able to attend meeting.
No problem. And we're good with everything else? All right, with those abstentions noted, all those in favor of the rest or all, if they were all present, please say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? And we've already done the abstentions. Very good. Proclamations and awards. Let's start with our fire department. Proclamation, let me grab it. So we have it here and we'll get it to you in a short period of time, Greg. Okay. Proclamation. Whereas cooking, heating, and electrical fires represent 3 of the nation's leading causes of home fires and are collectively responsible for nearly half of all home fires and almost 1/3 of associated fire deaths. And whereas the vast majority of home cooking, heating, and electrical fires can be prevented by taking simple safety precautions. And whereas developing a home fire escape plan and practicing it at least twice a year are critical to escaping a fire safely. And whereas proper installation, testing, and maintenance of smoke alarms are part of a thorough home fire escape plan. And whereas by preventing the leading cause of home fires and by developing and practicing a thorough home fire escape plan, people can greatly reduce their risk of fire. And whereas the Fire Prevention Week 2022 theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, encourages the public to develop a home fire escape plan and make sure they have working smoke alarms. And whereas the fire service of the Borough of River Edge is dedicated to the safety of life and property from the devastating effects of fire. And whereas the members of the fire service are joined by other concerned citizens of this Borough of River Edge, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, as well as other emergency service providers and safety advocates, businesses, schools, service clubs, and organizations in their fire safety efforts. And whereas I, Thomas Papaleo, Mayor of the Borough of River Edge, do hereby proclaim the week of October 9th through 15th of 2022 as Fire Prevention Week. This week commemorates the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, which killed more than 250 persons, left 100,000 homeless, and destroyed more than 17,400 buildings. Whereas I call upon the people of the Borough of River Edge to participate in fire prevention activities at home, at work, at school, and to take the steps needed to make their homes and families safe from the leading causes of home fires, which include cooking, heating, and electrical fires, and plan and practice their fire escape. Signed, Thomas Papaleo, Mayor of River Edge. Chief, we hope to get a few words of wisdom from you, and thank you for being here to accept this proclamation.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I want to thank the mayor and the mayor and council for doing this proclamation. Every week we try and focus as a nation on Fire Prevention Week this week, but it should be every day that we focus on it. Residential fires are probably one of the worst fires where we have a loss of life. The amount of time that fires are gaining in intensity and the heat, it's no longer back in the 30s and 40s when we were sitting on synthetic, cotton, things like that. Now everything is all petroleum based. Fires burn hotter, smokier. The smoke will get you before the fire will. So I encourage everybody on the council and all the residents that are watching to make sure that you have working, keyword, working carbon monoxide and smoke detectors on every level of your home. And as the mayor said, this year's theme is to plan your escape. Have an escape route. Talk about it at the family dinner table. If there's a fire, where are we going to meet? If the fire's on the first floor and you're in a 2-story house, how are the people on the second floor getting out? Out a window, an escape ladder, and where to meet when you get out. We've had many people in the country die because they think their child or their loved one is in the house and they run back in and they perish where they were standing in the backyard. So fire safety is incumbent upon all of us, and I just hope everybody takes it seriously 365 days a year. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. We appreciate you and all the volunteer firefighters of Company Number 1 and 2 of the Borough of River Edge and all that they do 24 hours a day to help our residents. We could not sleep safely without them and without you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Our next proclamation is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we have Maria Rivera here. She is a scout leader from Troop 229, tireless volunteer for the PTO and a very community oriented. Maria, thank you for coming. Proclamation. Proclamation. Whereas more than 50 years after the United States observed what was then the National Hispanic Heritage Week, Hispanics representing a vibrant and thriving part of our diverse nation, their histories and cultures stretch across centuries, and the contribution of those who come to our shores today in search of their dreams continues to add new chapters in our national story. And whereas America has always drawn its strength from the contributions of a diverse people, and throughout our nation, Hispanics have advanced our economy, improving our communities, and bettering our country. And whereas during National Hispanic Heritage Month, we renew our commitment to ensuring ours remains a society where the talents and the potential of all its members can be fully realized. And whereas Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to honor the rich heritage of the Hispanic community and celebrate its countless achievements as we celebrate the rich and vibrant traditions of faith, family, hard work, and patriotism within their communities. Now, therefore, I, Thomas Papaleo, Mayor of the Borough of River Edge, do hereby proclaim September 15th - October 15th, 2022 as Hispanic Heritage Month, as we honor the contribution of the Hispanic community to our borough. Maria, thank you for coming. We hope you have a few words of wisdom for us, and we will get the proclamation to you sometime soon. Well, if you'd like to share, we don't want to put you on the spot, but we'd like for you to feel free.
Thank you so much. I'm completely honored and still a little shell shocked that I was even put up for this. I'm just doing what I grew up and learned to do, which is giving back to the community and helping kids everywhere see what they're capable of doing.
Well, you do that in factors of 10, 100, 1,000. You're always giving of your time. I really appreciate everything you do with the Cub Scouts, with the PTO, and how welcoming you are to everyone. So thank you, Maria, and we appreciate you and all the members of River Edge of Hispanic heritage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Wendy, Wendy Benson. Wendy, I understand you're here to accept National Breast Cancer Awareness Month proclamation. So let me begin. Proclamation. Whereas in the United States, breast cancer is the third most common cause of cancer deaths after lung cancer and colon cancer. And whereas during the National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we renew our commitment to fighting this disease, raising awareness, and supporting those affected by breast cancer. And whereas death rates from breast cancer have been declining, and this change is believed to be the result of early detection and improved treatment. And whereas mammography and X-ray of the breast is recognized as the single most effective method of detecting breast changes that may be cancer, that may beat cancer long before physical symptoms can be seen or felt. And whereas October 21st, 2022 is the National Mammography Day, a day set aside to promote the importance of regular screening in the early detection and prompt treatment of breast cancer. Whereas we recognize the innovative, life-saving work of the medical professionals through their efforts to prevent, detect, and treat make a difference in the lives of our citizens, whereas it is important to continue the fight against breast cancer and to reduce the risk of this disease among our citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Thomas Papaleo, Mayor of the Borough of Ridge, and on behalf of the council, do proclaim October 2022 as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you so very much for coming, Wendy. We hope that you might offer us a few words of wisdom and your thoughts, but we don't want to put you on the spot if you don't want to speak.
No, I'm very happy to speak. 7.5 years ago, I had a routine mammogram. I almost postponed it because I was so busy and I wasn't sure how I was going to get there, but I didn't, fortunately. And, I heard the words, yeah, breast cancer. And at the time I didn't know what that meant. I thought it was a death sentence and it was pretty devastating. But again, like you said, early intervention and modern medicine, that's why I'm here. And I, did very aggressive treatment. And, I just think don't put off your mammograms. It's really, that saved my life. So I'm happy to be here.
We're glad to have you here. And especially all the women, and believe it or not, some men of our nation who suffer from breast cancer. My wife's mother died of breast cancer when she was in her early 20s. A friend of mine, I believe it or not, a guy, his breast cancer was in his family. He, believe it or not, got the very rare male breast cancer. But it does make a difference whether it's men or women, whether people we know or don't know. These saving procedures are the key to survival and to wellness. And we're glad you're here with us. And we hope everyone takes to heart prevention as the #1 cure for cancer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Wendy.
Does anyone wish to offer comments about any of the proclamations before any member of council before we move on? No, okay. Thank you, Wendy. You're welcome to stay, but we're going to move on with the business of the borough. Okay, at this point, I'd like a motion from Councilman Kenigo and a second from Councilwoman Montesano Cohen to open to the public on any item on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, we're now open to the public. I believe there's just one person, Council President.
Yes, that's right. So if you do have a question or comment, just raise your hand and I'll allow you to speak. Oh, he's gone.
Maybe he was just here for the proclamations.
Maybe.
All right, seeing no one who is not a panelist, I'll ask for a motion from Councilwoman Clodiana and a second from Council President Kaufman to close to the public on any item on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have agenda item number 8, personnel and appointments and personnel changes. In a moment, could I have Councilwoman Bastide move and Councilman Kenigo second the following personnel changes? Approve the salary increase of Miriam Fabiska, Administrative Assistant in the Department of Public Works for an annual salary of $39,000 to $45,000 effective October 1st, 2022. Approve the salary increase in job title change of Adrian Capasso from part-time clerk typist in the building department hourly rate of $23.98 to a full-time administrative assistant and an annual salary of $45,000 effective October 15, 2022. Approve this salary increase of Carol Byrne, records clerk in the police department from an annual salary of $46,282.08 to $50,000 effective October 1st, 2022. Approve the appointment of Devron Ozkin as alternate 1 to the Historic Commission for a 1-year term from September 1st, 2022 to August 31st, 2022, effective September 1st, 2022. Approve the appointment of Gary Barth to the Environmental Protection Commission for a 3-year term through 12/31/25, effective October 13th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
This requires a roll call. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bastide,
Yes.
Councilman Kenigo, Council President Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Malalari,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen.
Yes.
Okay, first reading an ordinance. Could I have a motion when I finish from Councilwoman Montesano Cohen and a second from Councilwoman Malalari? First reading, motion that the following ordinance be introduced and passed on the first reading and setting November 14, 2022 at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be heard as a date and time in the council chambers of the River Edge Municipal Building as a place for hearing on said ordinance. So that's not going to be in the council chambers. That's going to be remote.
I'm sorry, it should say virtually via Zoom.
Yeah. So we'll just change that to virtually by Zoom. Ordinance number 22-15, an ordinance to fix the salary, wages, and compensation of the officers and employees of the Borough of River Edge in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey for the year 2022.
So moved.
Second.
If our business administrator, Ms. Apertola, could give us a brief synopsis for the public's benefit.
This ordinance codifies the recent personnel changes that were approved a few minutes earlier.
Great. This is open for debate. Is there debate? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilwoman Bastide,
Yes.
Councilman Kenigo,
Yes.
Council President Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Malalari,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen.
Yes.
Okay, we come to resolutions. We have a additional resolution 22-293. And that's a form of resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation NJS 40A:4-87. What we'll do is we move in second, and then if there is a need for a comment or for a separate vote, we can then consider that once it's on the table, once it's open to for discussion. Could I have a motion from, let me see, where are we now? From Councilwoman Kaufman and a second from Councilwoman Bastide to move resolution 22-2484 through 22-293.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Does any member of council have a question, a request for a separate vote for any of the items listed that have been moved? Hearing none, this requires a roll call. Roll call.
Councilwoman Bastide,
Yes.
Councilman Kanigo,
Yes.
Council President Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Malalari,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen.
Yes.
If our council president and also the chair of the budget committee and finance committee could move 22-294, and once one member of the finance committee second it.
Payment of bills at a regular meeting of the mayor and council of the Borough of River Edge, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, held on October 13, 2022. Be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of River Edge approve the following expenditures. Current fund, $2,092,323.15. Capital fund, $278,871.43. Grant fund, $5,100. Animal control fund, $2.40. Trust other fund, $5,010.63. Payroll fund, $32,031. Developers escrow fund, $945. Self-insurance trust fund, $1,126.75. Recreation trust fund, $1,904.28. So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bastide,
Yes.
Councilman Kanigo,
Yes.
Council President Kaufman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Malalari,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen.
Yes.
Wonderful. New business, item 13. Is there new business?
I have an item of new business.
Okay.
The state issued its annual best practices inventory, and this was a document that I worked together with our chief financial officer. As part of this process, the state issues this inventory annually to all municipalities, and one of the requirements is that it is discussed at a public meeting. And depending on the score, it determines whether municipalities receive their final state aid payment. For this year's inventory, a score of 24 was the minimum to receive the final state aid payment. This inventory was issued last Thursday on the 6th, and it's due November 10th, but the CFO completed it, and we received a score of 30. So we will receive our final state aid payment. And audit questions were not on this year's inventory, but I wanted to highlight on the consent agenda, the certification of the annual audit. There were no recommendations. We had a perfect audit this year.
That is like a unicorn, isn't it, Lizette? Could you speak to that a little bit about what a great job that is for you, for Chris, for his team, for all those members of the borough who cooperated to make such an extraordinary achievement for River Edge?
Yes, it all deals with putting resolutions for procurement, ensuring that we're following the proper purchasing protocol, following the budgetary regulations, properly payroll certifications, making sure the employees are in the proper pension systems, and ensuring that all pay-to-play forms are filed timely. So I heard about a perfect audit a few years ago at a conference and thought that was a very odd situation, and and I remember yelling across the room, "Who's your auditor?" Because I never heard of that in all my years. So when I saw the draft that we did not have any audit comments, I didn't want to say anything because that was only a draft version. And once I saw the final that said no recommendations, no audit comments, then it was like, it was a relief.
Can I ask the members of council to open their mics?
How's this?
This is for you, Lizette, and for Chris.
Thank you. I'll let Chris know also.
All right, old business. We have item A, tabled resolution 22-281. I believe we tabled it because we were looking for a performance bond.
Yes, and it still has not been received, so I think it needs to stay tabled.
Yes, okay. We have girls softball field. As I said earlier, Councilwoman Kinsella is not here because she's at the stakeholders meeting for the Recreation Committee's consideration of girls softball fields. There will be another meeting of the Rec Commission Wednesday to process what they're hearing tonight. So I have high hopes that something wonderful will happen for our girls this coming spring, if we can, if it's possible. But I think it will. Is there any other old business?
I just had one quick item. The River Edge Farmers Market ended on September 29, and we're looking forward to restarting it again next year, hopefully at the end of May through September. And we did have a really good year. We made the town about $3,500 net of expenses, and that's thanks to a lot of musical volunteers that helped, as well as myself. So it was a great season. Everyone in town loved it, and looking forward to next time.
So let's not leave it at that. I mean, first of all, the 3,500 is wonderful, but the amount of goodwill and community and a sense of ownership for the town that Michelle, you and your committee were able to create through an extraordinarily successful farmers market year, the best one I think ever, cannot go unnoticed. So first of all, kudos to you and your team. Wow, well done, well done. Secondly, let us not leave it just as a few musicians. Let us take note of them by name.
Oh,
So,
sure.
why don't we start with your husband, who gave tens, if not hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
I can't even count it all. So let's start with him, and then
Steve Shallot, my husband, and his band Good Spirits played pretty much every week. And then we also had a huge amount of participation by the faculty meeting, which is a group comprised of Anu Tadani, who lives in town, and her co-teacher Norm, and they've been playing together for years. And then finally, Jim Saradnicki and JP Saradnicki also both played a couple of times. So a lot of really good participation from people in town that wanted to help the town.
Outstanding. Any member of council wish to make a comment before we move to open to the public? All right, could I have a motion from anyone at this point to open to the public in a second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed, any abstaining?
Aye.
All right. We have one attendee. Wendy.
No,
I don't know.
Wendy, if you have any questions, just raise your hand and I'll allow you to speak again. I don't think there are any questions.
Okay. Could I have a motion and a second to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, let's go to council comments. Are there any council comments tonight? All right, let's now go to, before we go to a resolution 22-295, Lizette, how are we working this? I don't remember getting a second link, so I guess we're staying on this, but closing. publishing.
I sent a separate link, Mayor. You should have
Oh.
gotten an invitation from me.
Maybe I missed it. I'll look for it again. All right, great then. Could I have Councilwoman Bastide move and Councilman Kenigo, second. Resolution 22-295, a resolution to go into closed session and exclude the public. Closed session docket number 22-10/13-1, collective bargaining update, 22-10/13-2, attorney-client privilege potential redevelopment area.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Since we, because we're remote, we will not be able to return. So I need a motion and a second to adjourn the public meeting and go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, then. Michelle, I take it we're not going back here once we leave, correct?
Okay, I guess not.
Are we capable of doing that?
We are.
All right, well, then we'll try
Everyone
that.
gets on the separate link, yes.
All right, so we will return to close the meeting if that's possible, if the technology does not fail us. All
So
right, so
we leave this meeting?
Yes.
we're gonna leave this meeting and reappear in the new meeting. Okay, I don't think we need Tom to close this, so can I have roll call so that we can resume the open session?
Councilwoman Bastidt,
Here.
Councilman Kenigo.
Here.
Council President Kaufman,
Here,
Councilwoman Kinsella is absent with prior notice. Councilwoman Malalari,
Here.
Councilwoman Montesano Cohen,
Here.
Mayor Papaleo.
Here. Okay, at this point, is there any business or should we move to adjourn? In other words, I'm asking for a motion to
I'd
adjourn.
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you all.
Good night.
Have a good
everybody.
night.
Good night.
Good night.